Most website looks amazing on desktop, but the moment you open them on the mobile, everything falls apart. Button overlap, text looks tiny, and you lose visitors instantly. In this video, I will show exactly how to make the Framer website responsive in the desktop, tablet, and mobile, which is along with the step-by-step. I will walk you through exactly how to make the Framer website responsive. So without making any much delay, let's get into the video. So coming to here, it's looking great with the title at the top, a button, and also the image. It's looking great hero section when I just make the design as like that. But when I need to make it as responsive, and also when I reduce the screen, it doesn't look good. It's so messy and it's so clustered. So we need to rectify that. And also the issue that causes is it's because of everything is aligned. Everything is in absolute position. We can just move wherever we want, right? Even if we want, I can move however I want. So this will not be the good approach when we move on to the responsiveness, that is by creating another breakpoint, and it is not a good approach if we make all the images just to be aligned however we need. So we need to make the good layout in the desktop version itself. Okay, and if I want to create another title, and if I duplicate it, it's hiding behind it. I want to make it in the position which is suitable for us, right? So it will not be a good thing. And even if I want to make this image, and if I want to keep it here, it doesn't looking right. Even I can make it something like this and something like this, but this will not be the good thing. It will not be the good approach, right? And even if I want to add the additional text here, it's overlapping the existing one. Can you see it? It's overlapping the button also. So these are all the common issues that can be found while creating any of the website in the Framer. Okay, so we need to make the perfect layout. So in order to rectify that, we need to make each element in relative positioning. Okay, let me go to this title and let me change the position to relative, but it's not at all showing. It's because its parent is not in a stack. How you can find is the parent here is the desktop. So if I select this desktop, you can see the square icon. And if I move on to the layout, if I click on it, you can make it as stack. But again, based on the arrangement of the elements, it was stacked one another. But I need this image to be here and I need this image to be here, but it's not happening because the structure is not as we wish. So we need to make it in a perfect structure, right? So we need to make every element in a relative positioning. But if I click on this image or any of the title, if I go to the type of the position, I can't able to view the position of it. It's because its parent is not in a stack. So how to find whether the parent is stack or not? So what is the parent here? The desktop is the parent. If you can see this square icon, then that is not in a stack position. It's in a frame position. So that particular layer is not in a stack. So in order to make it as a stack, we need to select the desktop and go to the layout. If I click on this plus icon, it will be automatically stacked based on the arrangement of the element. So if this element is at the top, it will come to the top. If the button is here, it will come in the fourth position, right? And if I want to change this image to be here, it can't be done. It's because we need to make all the elements inside the sum of the page structure. Okay, now we have make this as a stack. Let me select one of the element here. Let me select this image. Now you can see that position comes to in relative. So that's why if I move, you can't freely move wherever we want. And then if I select this particular title, and you can see the width here, and the width is in fixed position. Let me preview it. It always stays in this fixed position. We have given it as 960. So even if I increase the screen or if I reduce the screen, it won't exceed this 960 pixel width. Okay, so we doesn't need like that. It have to adjust it according to its screen. So how to do that? We need to make this width to be in fill. So if we make it as fill, it will be based on its parent, so it will occupy the full width of the screen, right? So let me preview this. So if I reduce the screen size, it's automatically scaling up. Okay, so the first ruling is you need to make the width to be infill or relative or however we want. It will be based on the design. So the first ruling always is just make the width to be infill. Okay, now I have chosen up with this text. If the height is in fit, if we add the content inside it, then it will grow based on the content inside it. Okay, so let me add the text so it will grow up. So however we are adding the text, it's growing. So if we make the height as fit, it will grow accordingly. If we make the width to be in fill, then it will be fill based on its parents. So if the parent is in 100%, then this will occupy the 100% of the width. So it will be very easy when we come to the mobile breakpoint or the phone breakpoint. If you want to know more fundamentals of the framer, you can check my video in my channel. I have uploaded about the fundamentals of the framer, so you can make use of it. So you get a basic idea what we need to do before diving into the tablet breakpoint and the mobile breakpoint. Now we have make all the elements the position to be in relative. And we need a title and a button with some of the gap, and we need to place the two images, one on the right and one on the left, with the appropriate spacing. So in order to do that, we need to make the structure for the page. Okay, let me tell you how to do that. Let me take out all this one. Let me bring it here. Okay. Now coming to the desktop, let me create the frame. So this frame will be act as hero section, right? As I have said, the width should be in fill. So it will occupy the full width of the screen. And also make sure the height should be in fit. As of now, I'm just leaving like that. After I have added the content, let's make the height to be in fit. Okay, done. Let me take out this color, and even this hero section is not in a stacked layer. So with the selection of hero section, I'm going to the layout. Let me make it as stack. Right. And now we need to add another frame that will be act as a container. And let me take out this color. Again, let me make it as fill. We have created a container, and also we made the width to be in fill, and we doesn't make it as a stack. So let me make it as stack. Okay. Now let me add the titles. So this will be the title, right? So I'm just bringing inside it, that is inside the container, and this one. So we have two titles. Now, even though we have created the hero section container and make the titles inside it, it doesn't look great. It's because the container's direction is in horizontal. So we need to make it as vertical so that it's come to as we desired. And also the width is in a fixed position. So let me make it to fill. And again for the second one, let me make it to fill. Okay, and then we need to add a button inside. So let me take out this button and put it inside, so that we have added the button also. It's in a relative position and it's in absolute position. Let me make it as relative. Done. Okay, so that we have our titles and a button, but I need to create an appropriate spacing between the title and also the buttons. So in order to make that, I'm going to the container and I'm increasing the gap, but it doesn't follow apps. It's because we have added the titles and the button inside this container itself. So in order to give the space only between this title and the button, we need to create a stack for only the titles. So let me add a stack, okay, and it will be act as title wrap. Now it will be easy for you. I'm going to its container and I'm creating a appropriate necessary gap that is around 30 pixel. Okay, so that we have made this one. The next thing is we need to add the image. So let me bring the image here. Okay, and it's not looks right. So let me make the width to be in fill, and however you want, you can increase the image size. Okay, so that we have made the arrangement. Now let's go to the preview. Yeah, it's working great and it's getting cut off at the top and the bottom. Let us rectify that. So it's because the container has the fixed height, and also the hero also has the fixed height. As I have said, the height should be in fit, right? So let me make it to fit content, and again the hero section to be in fit content. Okay, but here comes then another issue. What's that? There is no appropriate gap at the top and the bottom and the left and the right. So in order to give the spacing, either you can choose up with the section or the container. Let me go to the container and let me give the padding as 20. So for the top, bottom, right and left, everything will be in 20. But I need more spacing at the top and the bottom, so let me increase it. Okay, so that we have given the necessary spacing. So coming to the ruling of this responsiveness, we need to give the appropriate spacing. We need to make the perfect page structure. We need to make the width and the height with the appropriate size. Okay, so now let me check up with this one. It's looking great. Even if we haven't create any of the tablet breakpoint and also the mobile breakpoint, it's working fine. Okay, so this will be the first ruling. We need to make the perfect page structure and we need to give the perfect width size and the height size. Okay, as I have said, for the width we should give it as fill, and for the height we should give it as fit. And in some of the cases we feel we doesn't need to occupy the full width of the screen. It should be within a certain pixel. So for that we can make use of max width, and we can give the relatives or fixed. Let me use the fixed here. If I make it as 750 for better understandability, let me give it as 500. Okay, so if I make the max width to be in 500, it won't exceed the 500 pixel. Okay, even if we have increased the screen, it won't exceed. Likewise, you can do all the necessary stuffs inside the desktop breakpoint itself, so that you get some of the idea what are the steps need to be taken while creating the website in the desktop breakpoint itself. Okay, now it's time to create the tablet breakpoint. So in order to create the tablet breakpoint, you have to go to this plus sign. So if I click on it, you can see the tablet breakpoint with 810 width. Okay, so to the max, always make sure to use the desktop breakpoint around 1200. Even if you want to create the more width for the desktop breakpoint, you can create it. Just make sure to click on plus icon and go to the custom, and you can give the name to desktop large, and you can give the width around however you want. Okay, if I add, a large breakpoint will be created, and always this desktop breakpoint will be the primary. It's not the desktop large. Okay, done. And let me preview this. If the width of the desktop is less than the 1200, it will automatically move to the tablet breakpoint. Okay, you can able to see here, that is 1199. Once the screen size reaches the 1199 pixel, then will automatically move to the tablet breakpoint. So inside the tablet breakpoint, what are all the changes we are doing can be applied in the preview. Okay, so coming to here, this looking fine because we have used the width to be in fill, so it will take out the width of its parent, that is the tablet. Here we have provided the width to be in 810. So if we have given the width to be in fill, it will take up the width of its parents, that is the tablet. So this is looking fine. Even if I have shrunken the screen size, it's looking fine. Okay, but coming to this one, let me preview this. It's not looking great. Okay, we need to make it as responsive. Here I don't want this large one, so let me take out this one. Okay, we need to make it as responsive. So in the desktop, we have the three cards that is adjacent to one another. But coming to the tablet, either we can make the card to be one above the one, or we can make it as a grid. So instead of making the cards that is one above the other, we can make that one as a grid. So in order to do that, I need to go to its primary breakpoint, which is the primary breakpoint. The desktop is the primary breakpoint. So what are all the changes we are doing inside this desktop? It will cascade down to the tablet. So let me show you. If I have increased the size of it, it's automatically increase the size in the tablet breakpoint also. Okay, but if I make the changes to the tablet breakpoint, it doesn't cascade up to its primary. So this is the case. So what are all the main changes that you need to do for the website? You have to concentrate on its primary breakpoint, that is the desktop. Okay, so I wish to change this card position as grid. Instead of doing it in the tablet, we can concentrate on the desktop. So I have chosen up this container. Let me make the type to be in grid. Okay, and we can increase the column, let it be 3. Now, so that we have made that one, and coming to the tablet breakpoint, let me choose up with the card, that is the container, and let me make the columns to be in 2, so that it's looking great, right? So in the desktop we have the 3 cards, that is one adjacent to one another, and in the tablets it's looking great. The 2 is at the top and 1 is at the bottom. It's wrapping up. Okay, so let me preview this. It's looking good. If I move on to the tablet, it's making up like this. Yes. And if I want to give the spacing values, I can go to the padding and I can make the adjustment. And here it's looking like there is a more spacing at the top and the bottom. So we can go to the tablet, we can adjust the top and bottom padding value. The same for this card. And let me make it as 80 and 80. And now you can able to see it's automatically changes to in blue color. It's because we did the changes for the columns and the padding in the tablet breakpoint. So that's why it's changing the colors. And if I think it doesn't looks great, I need to give the same properties of the desktop to the tablet. So how to reset that? If I click on this blue colored option, you can see reset override. If I click on reset override, it's automatically takes the values which have given in the desktop. Okay, let me undo this. Okay, great. Even we have another option. I think the value which you have given in the tablet should be applied to the desktop only instead of doing the changes again in the desktop. So in that case, you have to select that particular element and right click on it, and you can see the option of update primary. So if I click on update primary, it will automatically apply all the properties of this particular element to its parent. So can you see this? We have the property of column 2. All the properties have been applied for the desktop also. Okay, so these are the cases. We can able to reset the override, and also we can able to update the primary, which is the properties of its low air breakpoint. Great. Let me undo it. Okay, so that we have created the tablet breakpoints also. Now we need the mobile breakpoint. So I'm just clicking on this plus icon. Let me select this phone. So it will be in a 390. And coming to here, it's looking great, but this image size is not as we expected. So we can reduce the size of it. And even I think there is more curve here. So we can do the changes to it, which is around 10. So if we do the changes to the mobile, it won't affect the properties to the tablet and also the desktop. So what are all the changes we are doing inside the phone, it will be applicable only to the phone. It won't cascade up. It will only cascade down. Okay. Okay. Then again, we have a lot spacing at the top and the bottom. So we can reduce the padding values. The same here. So if I have do the changes, it's automatically changing the color to blue. Okay. And the next thing is we need to make the cards that should be one above the other. Now we have used the plus icon from the tablet. That's why it's have taken the option like this. If I create the desktop from its phone, it won't be like this. Let me show you. Let me delete this one. If I click on it, if I click on the phone, it's taking the properties of the desktop. So whenever you're going to create the phone breakpoint, first finish up with the desktop and then finish up with the tablet and then go with the mobile. So it will be easy for you to maintain. If you have created all the breakpoints for the desktop, tablet and the mobile in the starting itself, it won't be easy and also it won't be flexible for you. So what I recommend is just complete all the desktop version and then move to the tablet version and do all the necessary changes for the tablet. And after completing all the changes for the tablet, just move on to the mobile. So instead of clicking the plus icon in the desktop, you have to click on the plus icon in the tablet. So it will take up all the properties of the tablet and then it will be easy for you to do the changes. Okay. And as I have said, we need to do the changes to this. So I'm just clicking on it and I need to make the columns to be in one so that now it's looking great. And let me preview this. It's in a desktop breakpoint. It's looking nice. And let me select up with the tablet breakpoint. Again, it's looking nice. Even if I have adjust the screen size, it's working perfectly fine. And if I change it to phone, it's looking great. Even if I have increased this, it's not affecting its responsiveness. It's working perfectly fine. So the takeaway is, if you want to create the responsive website, always don't use the absolute positioning often. Make sure to create the page structure that is with the stack layout. If you want, you can create the grid also. Always make sure to use width to be in fill by giving the desktop. So always try to give the width to be in fill or relative to be in 100%. In some of the cases, based on the design, this value may change, but most of the case we need to give the width to be in fill. The same for the container or any other wrap. And coming to the title wrap, either we can give the width to be in fill and with the max width, or you can directly give the width to be in a fixed here. If we have given this fixed width, it will be always in the fixed width even for the tablet and the breakpoint. So in order to avoid that, we can give the width to be in fill and we can give the max width, so it won't exceed the particular width, and also it will be responsive for the tablet and the mobile also. And always make sure to wrap the elements inside a box, that is inside a frame. So here we have a title, so just make sure to wrap those titles inside a frame that have a name it as title wrap. Okay, if in some cases if we have any of the cards, make sure to use it as grid, so it will be very easy to maintain in the tablet breakpoint and also in the mobile breakpoint. And always do the main changes in the desktop version and later on move on to the tablet version. Okay, if that particular changes is only for the tablet, then you can do the changes for the tablet breakpoint itself. Okay, and if we want to reset that particular property, you can see that blue color and just right click, just click on it and you can see that reset override. And if in some cases if we want to apply the properties which you have done in the tablet to the primary, that is the desktop, you have to select that particular element and right click on it. You can see the update primary, so that it will update to the primary breakpoint. So these are all the takeaways from this video. I hope you have really understand the concepts of the breakpoint. And that's it. Now your Framer website looks clean and professional on every devices for the desktop, tablet and mobile. It's exactly what makes people actually stay on your website. If you found this helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, please make sure to like this one and share it with your fellow designers. If you want to know more about the Framer, I have uploaded a lot of videos about the Framer, so that you can check out that in my channel. So now see you in the next one.